Shalom, and hopefully you've had a wonderful Purim celebration. Chag Sameach for that. And a little insight into this week's Parsha, where we read about some of the activities that the Kohanim, the priests, would do back in the temple. And one, what might seem as an anecdotal tradition that was done each and every single morning, was that the Kohen, the priest, would come in and he would, and the Torah describes this, where he would take a little bit of the ashes that were burning on the altar overnight, a little bit of it, and take it aside and put it to the side. So it wasn't a formal cleanup per se, but it was just this, little activity that he would do where he'd gather some together, and almost as a symbolic role, and put it aside and clean it up. So it wasn't a full cleanup, just a little bit taking of these ashes that were left from the previous day's offerings. And the commentaries say that there's something that lays behind this activity that the Kohen would do each and every morning in the temple. And the idea being that when we start a new, fresh day, it's an opportunity for us to do something different, something greater, more than what has previously been done. Just being satisfied with the status quo, what we've been able to achieve to date with yesterday's achievements, isn't good enough. And the Kohen would symbolically do this activity, but there was meaning behind it. It symbolized this idea that when we start fresh, when we start a new day, we acknowledge the achievements of the past, but we don't use that as the benchmark for our future achievements and accomplishments and goals. We're in foodie season after all. So when we look to set a goal, when we look to achieve a fresh day's goals and achievements, we look to exceed and do even greater than that of what has been achieved in the past. So more than just a symbolic activity from the Kohen of removing these ashes, it was and it is a life lesson that we look to acknowledge the achievements of the past, but build even greater parameters for the future. Shabbat Shalom and keep well.